You ever just sit there and think, like, what is the meaning of life? Like, genuinely? Like, why are we even here? Like, what are we doing? What is the point of all of it? And I don't even mean to be depressing with this topic. I just feel like, we all just wake up every day. We do whatever. We chase goals. We try to improve ourselves. But for what? Like, what are we doing it for? At the end of the day, we all go to bed, and then one day, I don't mean to sound depressing, but I mean, we're all just gonna die, you know? And I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and it's not because I have everything figured out. If anything, I have barely figured anything out about my life. And I kind of just want to talk about this. I feel like everyone acts like they know what they're doing around me, like they know what their purpose is in life. Some people are just like set on getting rich. Some people want to make an impact on the world. And people like me, I think, just say, that they want to be happy. And if we're being honest, I think most of us just kind of say these things just to give meaning to life and make sense of it. You know, you go to school, you go to work, you build relationships with people, and then you just realize, like, is this all there is to life? Like, is this it? Like, once you get out of school, it's just like, all right, you either go to college or you just work for the rest of your life, you know? And I feel like there's got to be more to life than that. Like, this can't be, like, working till you're 60 cannot be the meaning of life, you know? There's got to be something more than just existing and trying not to fall behind everyone else. Personally, I don't think life has like one overall meaning. I think it's just kind of like something you can put together on your own. And possibly the meaning of life could be to create a meaning for yourself, if that makes sense. But if I did have to pick one thing to be like the meaning of life, I think honestly it would be just to find like true happiness. Because if let's look at it this way. I think if I had one wish, I could wish for anything that I wanted in the world. I think genuinely I would choose true happiness. And I think most people would either say like, generational wealth or maybe like for a family or something. But if you think about it, if you have true happiness, then like you love your life, you know? And I feel like no matter what your life is, if you're happy, like you're living the dream, in my opinion. Because honestly, like you can be rich and have pretty much everything and still not be happy. There's been many cases of that in real life. And then there's situations where people maybe don't have so much money, but they have other things in their life that make them extremely happy. And I think that's just really important to think about. I used to think that the meaning of life kind of came from big accomplishments like, success and status. Like, let's say, graduating high school, that's a big part of your life that gives it meaning, or getting your first job. But honestly, I think the moments that really stick with me a lot have been just simple things, Like, I think a bunch of these like late night talks with like my friends or family or just seeing even like a little progress in things like the gym or stuff like that really stick with me more than like, my high school graduation or even when I got my first job. Like, I don't know. And honestly, maybe the meaning of life isn't even about like achieving big things. It could just be about the small things that you cherish while you're here. And I honestly think that there isn't one true meaning of life. I think that everyone can kind of create their own. I don't think there really is like a wrong answer to this question because, it's at the end of the day, it's your life. It's like what you think the meaning of your life is. But I think, everyone has their own vision and maybe that's in itself is the meaning of life. That there's no single meaning, but everyone can create their own. I feel like when you're a kid, you look up to the adults in your life, like your parents or maybe teachers, and you think that, they have life all figured out. They know everything, they're adults. But then eventually you become one and you realize that it's not like that at all. And I mean, I turned 18 at the beginning of this year, and trust me, now that I'm technically an adult, I'm far from figuring out like what the meaning of life is or where I even want to take my life. And honestly, that's kind of comforting because it really just means like you're not behind, you kind of just you're just human. You're like everyone else. I feel like we're all walking around with these questions that don't really have answers or can have multiple answers. So I ask again, what is the meaning of life? At the end of the day, I really don't think there's one true, like, universal meaning. I think everyone kind of builds their own version of it, and in my opinion, I think mine would be just to find true happiness. But honestly, maybe it's just to live life and learn from it, you know? Just to make experiences and memories. And maybe that's enough, you know? But I want to know what you guys think about this. You know, like, what gives your life meaning? What do you think the meaning of life is? But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.